Hello. Yes, good morning, everybody. I hope you can hear my voice and also see my screen clearly. So this is 13th of April. So we are going to start analysis with the chart on my screen. This is GBP, Singapore dollar. So we are going to start with this chart. Not that we're supposed to look at it as such. We just want to look at it because it looks a bit interesting. You may be wondering what is interesting in this chart because, as you can see, it looks like the price is consolidating. There is no clear direction. You've seen that from the past. So this actually, the fact that there's no clear direction is what makes it much more interesting. So we are going to draw our shapes on this chart, and we're also going to draw horizontal levels. Then we see exactly what we expect to be happening. So we'll start from the past going into the future. Like the first one, we have this one, we have this trend line. So this is like a shape. You're going to see it after I've drawn it. Look at how nicely we had this resistance here. We had a good support here. There was a break below, and then we had another shape here. Had another one there, and then we had another shape here. We had another one from the bottom, and then we had another one, and then we had another one. So this the one which this one here looks very interesting. If you remember what I said yesterday, I said that if you have a level like this, like we had a resistance there, 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 and then we had a resistance there. So following the fact that the price broke above, then it came back and closed below this level. This here is a very good false breakout, so you could have taken a sell there. Your stop loss is at the high of this candle, and then your take profit in this case should be along this trend line. So if you sold it there, you're supposed to have held on to that trade at least up to this point here. So this was a good buy, just as the price violated it to the lower side before eventually coming back up. So we also have another level, another shape like this, and then we have another one. So we have like a resistance here, we have a resistance, we have a resistance, and then on the lower side we have a support, we have a support, and then we have a support here. So after this breakout, the price pulled back, did not touch the same trend line. It actually touched it on this date here. So possibly you could have taken a sell while the price was here, expecting the sell to push us down. The price has not gone down as such. That's a shape. Then where the price is now, there is another one. So we mark this there, and then we have horizontal levels now. So this is the first one, the first support. The next horizontal level is this one. The next one is the one at the top, and then the next one is this one here. So those are basically the levels which we are looking at. If the price can touch any of those levels, then those are going to give us the best place to look for a trade from. So we'd just like to see what happens if the price goes and touches any of the horizontal levels which I've just drawn, or if the price forms a good shape. then that is going to be the best time to look for a trade, not as it is now, because as it is now, there's nothing much happening except for the fact that the price is pulling back to the upper side. So if it goes back and touches this level, we'll look for a sell. If that level is violated to the upper side, then we look for a sell at the top, somewhere here. Does that make sense, what I'm saying? It should make a lot of sense. So the next chart which I'd like us to have a look at is the SP500. So the SP500 so far, if you check the 5-minute chart, we are in an active uptrend. You can see that from late yesterday, you had a very good uptrend here. The price has been very much bullish. If you check the 1-hour chart, you can see that we are bearish. We were bearish for some times. Then we are buyers as we're speaking now. So this chart, I don't recommend looking for a sell, despite the fact that if you check the 4 hours, we are some sellers, but I don't recommend a sell on this side. I'm still looking for more buy positions. I'm going to explain why I'm saying that, but first of all, let's look at levels on lesser time frames. For those of us that are doing daily trading, I mean you're doing intraday, we'll check the 1-hour chart. So the first level we have is this one. This is a good support. We have another support there. The next level is this one. There. And then the next level is that one. So we had a support, there is a break, there is a resistance, then there's a resistance. And then the next one is that one. So we had a support here, we had a support, and then we had a resistance, there, and then there's another resistance here. So technically, if you're on this chart as we are speaking right now, these are the levels you're supposed to be looking at. You're supposed to be expecting price to react from those levels. So expect price to move up and touch this level. If it bounces off from this level, expect it to continue up and touch the next level, which is this one here. If it breaks above this level, then the next target is the one we have at the top. So we have the first one. This is around 4460.4. The next one is 4520.5. Then this one is 4592.4. Then the next one is 4640.6. So those are the levels where we expect price to react from. If the price goes down and touches the lower line, then this will give us the best place to look for a buy from. So that is on the 1-hour chart. If you check the weekly chart, you can see that we have a very good active uptrend. So whatever we are seeing now, the last 2 weeks candle, the current week and the last week's candle, they're just a correction. Don't expect that there should be an onset of a downtrend, but just as a correction. We don't expect them to push price below this line here. So that is my opinion on the SP500. The next symbol is gold. So with gold, so far, if you remember what I mentioned yesterday, we were looking for a buy. As it is now, we are still looking for more buy positions. So the first level I'm seeing, I see this line. This is a very, very good trend line. Previously, we had a resistance here. We had a resistance there. And then we had a support somewhere there. We had a similar support here. And then we had a support also somewhere there. So the last one, the price didn't touch it as we expected, but it still could have acted as a good support if the price came back and touched it. So technically, gold is bullish. We are looking for buy positions. And these are the levels. The levels which I'm drawing now may not be relevant as we're speaking now, but they were relevant in the past, so they can be relevant also in the future. So if the price pulls back down, maybe up to somewhere here in the future, then this may be a good place to buy from. We technically don't expect that today the price will go up to this point. No, we don't expect that. We expect that it should come back to this level maybe after some weeks or a month or so. So we have that level there. We have a resistance. This is a good level also. And then we have another here. That is a resistance which turned into support. So you can see that here we had a resistance. There was a break. There was a pullback, a support. If the price can come back and touch this level, that will be a good place to look for a buy from, at least up to this point here. So we want to see what happens if the price comes back and touches this level. We are going to look for a buy back to this level here. If the price breaks above this level, we expect it to extend even higher. So far we are buyers. We are looking for more buy positions. We are looking for more buy orders, especially if the price can break beyond this level, or if the price can pull back down and touch this level here. So other than that, we do have some shapes. There's some minor shapes which formed in the past, like that one. Another one is that one there. We had another one there. Then we had another one there. And then we had another one there. Then we had another one. So we had that, we had that. We also had this one. Like that. So those are some of the few shapes which I'm seeing on this chart. There may be, I know there are several others in the past, but the ones which I've just drawn now are the best ones. So we're going to move forward to our next symbol, which is the US dollar Japanese yen. So with the US dollar Japanese yen, so far the price is headed to the upper side. We are buyers. We are buyers on this chart. There is a very good resistance level here. You can see that in the past we had a resistance there. Yesterday we had a resistance there. And then today we expect that if the price can come back and touch this level, then this will be a good place to look for a sell from. So we'd like to see what happens. We'd like to see what happens if the price comes back and touches that level. We'll look for a sell position. We're expecting sellers to push price back down, at least up to this target, this level here. The next level is this one here. And then the next one is that one. So we have a very good resistance and a good place to look for a sell from, like this, at least up to this level. If the price breaks below it, then the next target is this one. If the price goes below this level, then the next target is the one we have at the bottom. Let's look for shapes now. So apparently there are very few shapes on this chart. Let's see. Like we have that one. That's a good converging wedge formation. That's a good one. So we have that. There is another one here. I'm not going to highlight it. Doesn't look very good, but there is a shape here. This is not a shape. So this is like some consolidation. So basically, those are the only key areas that I'm looking at on this chart. I have a sell here up to this point, then the next target, and then the next target is this one. If the price breaks beyond the upper line, then that will be a sign that we are now continuing in that direction. So the next instrument which we'll be looking at, I want us to look at Euro USD. With the Euro USD so far, yesterday we had a very good downtrend. I can see that there are several shapes on this chart. So we have a support horizontally, we have a support there. So this was a support, it was there the day before yesterday, the day before the day yesterday, the day before the yesterday's day, so I think the previous day. So we had a support here, there was a continuation to the upper side, and then the price came, broke below it, pulled back, used it as a resistance, it went down. Then just earlier today we had a resistance around the same place. So technically we are headed to the upper side on this, or on the lower side on this chart. If the price can come back and touch this level, then that will give us an ideal place to look for a sell from. So we do have a shape. Yesterday we had a continuation of a shape, like we had that one there. We had another one like that. So it's like we had a resistance, we had a resistance, we had a resistance, there was a break above, there was a pullback. So this here was a good place to look for a buy from. It's just that the price eventually broke below it, but it was a very good place to look for a buy from. You could have bought it there, expecting that buy to at least take price up to this point here. So that did not happen. Where I was recommending a buy, if you took a buy here, we were expecting that at least that buy should take price up to this point. So that did not happen. The price just went down, took our stop loss, and then continued to the lower side. So as it is now, we are still basically just sellers. We are still looking for more sell positions based on the fact that this was a resistance earlier today. Yes, previously it was used as a support. So if the price comes to this point, we'll sell it at least up to this point here. So other than that, we have a shape, some short-term shape there. We have another one there, and then we have another one there. And then we have another shape here. So this happened a long time ago in the past, but it looks good, so we could have actually looked at it, used it, if we were there when it was happening. So as I keep mentioning, the reason I draw them like this, even those that have happened in the past, is because we'd like to see them when they are happening, and to be able to learn them, you must be able to identify them after they've happened, at least for now. Then in the future you can't be able to see them when they are happening. So the next instrument is GBP USD. With the GBP so far there is consolidation. We don't have any clear direction. The price is in some range. The first level I'm seeing is this one. This is a very good resistance. It was used previously as a resistance here, as a resistance, as a resistance. We had a resistance, and then we had a support there. So we had a support, we had a support, and we had a support, and we have a shape. This is like, let me see what this is. So we had that is like an expanding wedge formation. So as I mentioned, the idea is to keep looking for price when it's approaching this line from the lower side, and when it's approaching this line from the upper side. It's approaching the lower line from the upper side. If the price comes to this point and then you begin to see candles that has longer tails at the bottom, that means that the price will likely reverse from that level. And if the price comes back up, when it's approaching this line, you see that it starts to form tails at the top, then it's possible that could be a good place to look for a sell from. So as it is right now, we want to see price pull back and touch these two lines, the one at the bottom. So the upper line is 1.29902. The next one is 1.29880. This will give us a good place to look for a buy from back to this point here. So thank you very much. That should bring me to the end of today's analysis. We'll meet again tomorrow at the same time. So thank you and see you.